Hey guys, what's up? Chef Easy in the mic one more time. Today I'll be making you guys one of my most favoriteest breakfast sandwiches in the world. Is that little sandwich from McDonald's that has that syrup, that egg. I don't know what the hell it has. Inside of it, it's so good, but I'm gonna make my version of that today. So basically what we're gonna do is French toast. We're gonna make it into a sandwich. We're gonna do double layer French toast. We're gonna have Havarti cheese, smoked ham. Voila guys. Oh, and a little bit of maple syrup just on top to give it that like, you know, like that like sweet mapley syrup that I love so much. But let's get started guys. So we're gonna start with 3 eggs right into the bowl. Once you got the 3 eggs, throw some milk in there. That's about a cup. A little pinch, just a tiny little pinch of cinnamon, ground. A little bit of nutmeg. I just love nutmeg and cinnamon together. It's beautiful. Just another tiny pinch. Then we're gonna break those in. We're gonna stir that in. I like popping the egg yolks because you just whisk. With the milk, it's just gonna splash everywhere. You pop the egg yolks, it makes faster, and you don't make a mess in your kitchen. Just gotta be careful. The cinnamon and nutmeg will clump up together, and if you don't break them and mix them thoroughly, then you're gonna get a bad bite, which basically that is a clump of cinnamon and nutmeg, and it just doesn't taste good. So I'm gonna add about 1/3 cup of sugar, and I'm using brown sugar. I don't like using white sugar just because it's gonna make it over sweet, and it will be the same thing at the end product, but the molasses added to the brown sugar adds another element to the French toast that makes it so tasty. The brown sugar doesn't dissolve as much as white sugar. That's okay. The natural sugar, like I said, plus the molasses added in there, the texture of the French toast is going to be really good. It's going to be really tasty. And so if you guys have never made a French toast, there's honestly nothing to it guys. The batter that I just did, you move your whisk, and then I'm using French brioche loaf that's been kind of nice thickly sliced. That's a great thing. You want your bread to be a little thick just because you don't want the French toast to over soak, because then it's just going to be literally taste like wet bread instead of battered. And so stick of butter, be generous. And since it's going to be a sandwich, I'm going to do a couple at the same time just so I can make some sandwiches for the family. And so for that, I like using tongs. I don't like using my fingers. I don't like dipping my fingers in a raw egg. It's just kind of gross and weird, kind of nasty. So you just dip it a few seconds. You want to drain them well, and you're going to drop them. You're just going to do that. And that is your French toast, guys. If you let the bread sit too long in the batter, your bread's gonna become mushy, and it's gonna taste like it's raw, even though it's not, just because the egg has soaken through. And I just like butter. Butter makes everything perfect. All right, guys. So the French toast have been sitting there for a couple minutes now. It's getting nice and GBD in the bottom. GBD means golden brown delicious. You flip that bad boy. And then the temperature for the grill for my French toast is at 400. The reason why I set it a lot higher, bread being soaked in cold egg being dropped on your grill will automatically lower the temperature. So if you have it at 350, especially if it's an electrical one, then it's gonna cool the grill down. So I always have it in a high heat, just so when they set them down, they'll probably go down like a couple of degrees, which land like at 350, and that's what I want. So that way the cooking process doesn't take too long. Another thing that could happen with your French toast is like, especially if the pan is too cold, the egg that you put on top, obviously because you just dip the bread in there, will start like soaking in deeply inside the bread. Then they'll make it, like I was saying earlier, it'll make it like soggy. It'll make it feel like it's still raw even though it's not. So just a FYI, guys. And for my French toast, I like to flip them twice, just because I want to make sure that it cooks through. I want to make sure the bread is a little dry in the center, so it still has that taste of a sandwich. It's not just like legit super soaking French toast sandwich, and then you're gonna feel gross. It's gonna be like a perfect light egg, ham and cheese French toast. It's gonna be like, this is gonna be one of the best sandwiches you guys ever make in your life. Promise you. French toast is looking really good, really tasty. So now the fun part, guys. You have a little bit of maple syrup. Just gonna drizzle a tiny little bit. You can do it with the spoon, so it's more control. I kind of got the hang of this already, so I just eyeball it. And some of the syrup is gonna hit the grill. That's fine. It's gonna caramelize. It's gonna be even tastier. And just make sure you move it around. Make sure that syrup soaks in all the right areas. You want that caramel to happen. That's gonna add a nice crunchy little element. Natural sweet. You cannot make maple syrup, guys. Maple syrup comes out of a tree, so you know it's not a bad thing. It's a good thing for your heart. Make sure you move it around. Make sure the bread soaks in that caramel. Then you flip it again, so the caramel's hitting the pan, so like that it'll caramelize and stick to the bun. And the type of cheese that we're going to be using today is Havarti cheese. It's white cheese. It's not sharp or has it is really smooth. It melts like mozzarella, but it's not mozzarella. Mozzarella can be very boring. And this type of sandwiches, it has like the most tiniest little like touch of sharpness. I don't know how to describe it. It's just super damn good. And you know, I was craving that for this sandwich. So now that you have the syrup cooked inside the bread, you flip it around. Don't touch it, guys. Super hot, you're gonna burn your finger really bad. Now we're gonna throw in the cheese. Like I was saying, I'm using Havarti cheese. Has a nice melting point. It will melt, it'll be nice and gooey and delicious. And see how I went double-sided? Fat boy right here. And you just let that sit there in there. And then what I like to do, I stack them. So like that kind of becomes a grilled cheese, and the cheese will melt everywhere around. And then once the cheese starts melting and kind of oozing down, you put the ham on top. You just let it sit there, guys. Let it sit there until your family's ready to come by and enjoy this beautiful sandwich. All right, guys, so there you have it. Grilled cheese sandwich made out of French toast. Make sure you guys take a nap after this. Make sure you guys enjoy this with your loved ones. You know, it's just like a good snack when you're home alone with your girl, your man, you know, you're cuddling, nice and warm, nice and sexy. So this basically concludes Simple Gourmet, guys. Please check me out on Instagram at Official Chef Talk. Subscribe to the channel. I can't wait to show you what we got for you next. Thanks.